On behalf of the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, I am honored to welcome each and every one of you to the 2026 Michigan Adult Education and Training Conference. I am Erica Luce. I'm the State Director of Adult Education and the Talent Development Division Director within Leo WD. And I just want to say, I know how busy all of you are and how precious your time is, so we don't take your attendance at the conference for granted, and we really appreciate you being here, and we are doing our best to make this conference valuable and meaningful for your time. And I also want to say it's fitting that this conference is taking place during the week of Public Service Recognition Week, as well as Teacher Appreciation. So Public Service Recognition Week is in honor and recognition of the work of federal and state and local government employees, as well as first responders and teachers. And it's not just recognition of the important work that we do, but it's also recognizing the people that do it. And I'm honored, and it's my pleasure to work with the team that we have within Leo WD, and specifically the adult education team. So I would like to ask if the team could stand up just so everyone can connect names with faces. Sue, yes. We have an amazing team, and I know that you'll be hearing from many of them throughout the conference, but I do want to say that this is an opportunity for you to connect with us, especially if we haven't met you in person, if we've just met you virtually or through email. So we ask, please feel free to stop us, to introduce yourself. If you have a question, that's really what this conference is about, is to making those connections with all of you. I also wanted to note, in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, we did have some buttons at the registration and that you can put on your lanyards. So if you did not get one, we encourage you to stop back, just a little token of our appreciation and recognition of the work that all of you do. I also want to say planning a conference is an art, and it's truly a team effort. I want to sincerely thank and recognize Patty Higgins and Patrick Brown from our adult education team, as well as Kim Glenn and Jen Blanchard and Brianna Kurth from our partners at EDSI. They really take the lead for planning the conference, and I just want to thank you for the months of planning, as well as your attention to the smallest of details. I just want to add, the conference is really an opportunity for us and to give a platform to share our successes, our promising practices, to learn from each other, to raise awareness of our challenges and identify opportunities for growth. It is our hope that you leave here on Thursday energized and focused on the work that we have before us. The theme of our conference this year is the power of us. It celebrates the unstoppable impact that happens when we unite to transform lives and strengthen Michigan's workforce. It reflects a time of hope, but with power also comes great responsibility. Can we continue to elevate our programs and our standards? And I would also add that the us, it's not just those of us that are in this room, but it's the collective that includes those from other areas of our institutions that understands the value of adult education, as well as our partners, many of whom will be at the conference presenting this week. So as we go through the conference, can we harness that collaborative spirit and continue to grow our network? So thank you again for being here, and I hope you have a great conference.
Thank you, Erica, for those welcoming words. The next few days present an exciting opportunity for us to learn, to grow, and to respond. Our work is greatly inspired by our learners, is it not? We're constantly thinking about them, and it takes a lot, I know, to come here and to leave them. And you're still answering emails. I see phone calls and texts happening, so we appreciate that. We hope in the next few days we will hear their voices in the small and the big ideas. Our efforts in planning and programming must be focused on them. And so, to kick off our conference, we'd like to share a few of our student success stories that remind us of the power of adult education from the last year. So first, we'll start with Christopher's story. Christopher Trust made a decision to pursue his GED and unlock new pathways to a stable career. And in just 4 short months, that goal became a reality at the Dominican Literacy Center in Detroit. Facing a desire for change and greater opportunities, Christopher initially explored online GED options. However, it was the encouragement of his aunt who suggested DLC and the unwavering motivation from his sister that ultimately guided him there. The impact of his decision was immediate and tangible. In 4 short months, he earned his GED. Shortly after receiving his certificate, he secured a promising position with the Detroit Department of Transportation as a transportation equipment operator. Congrats to Christopher for that, right? While he humorously refers to it as, quote, just a fancy name for a bus driver, Christopher is optimistic about future advancement opportunities, particularly if he pursues a degree or certificate in automotive technology from a community college. His immediate focus right now is preparing for his commercial driver's license test, which is the next crucial step in his new career. His story is a reminder of what is possible when we are willing to start. Way to go, Christopher, and thank you to the team at Dominican Literacy Center for all of your work.
All right, and next I want to share the story of Elsie and Estella. Elsie and Estella were 2025 graduates after coming into adult education with no high school credits. Each enrolled in ESL classes before deciding they wanted to learn English and complete a credential. Both had started their families at a very young age and spent much of their working life as migrant workers harvesting produce from Florida to Michigan every year. They also worked in vegetable processing plants. Estella and her husband ran a successful landscaping business for many years. Finishing the requirements to earn their diplomas was challenging. English was their second language, so writing papers and completing projects took extra effort. They often had to help care for family members and miss school. Yet throughout that time that they attended, they were upbeat and optimistic about the future and excited to earn their diploma. Elsie was once observed encouraging one of the high school students at the school to buckle down and finish school while he was young. Estella was the graduation speaker last year. In her speech, she remarked, "School has taught me that I can reach my goals. With my diploma, I can now look for a better job with good pay. I no longer have to work hard in the fields. I've also set a good example for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. I thank God for this opportunity." Thank you for inspiring us, Elise and Estella, and thank you to the Adrian Schools.
I'm happy to share another story about Bosch Boatman. Bosch enrolled in Warren Woods Adult Education in August in the HiSET program. Bosch had tried the alternative high school, the traditional high school, and other high schools with little success. Like so many students who started high school and had their lives impacted by COVID, Bosch struggled to complete classes, to attend regularly, and to be engaged in school. Is that something we've witnessed in the last year? Yes. They made a pact with their grandmother, who had also never graduated high school. The goal was for Bosch and their grandmother to both graduate. Unfortunately, Bosch's grandmother passed away in June before either of them could start a diploma or high school equivalency. That's a picture of Bosch and their grandmother. But it was this spark that got Bosch back in school. Bosch finished their HiSET tests in 1.5 months of starting the program. Then, just this fall, they promptly enrolled at Macomb Community College upon finishing. They've already completed several classes and have a 4.0 GPA. Their plan is to pursue a career in law enforcement or a related field. Thank you for sharing this story, Warren Woods Adult Education, and Bosch, we wish you all of the best. Your story is truly inspiring.
All right. Next is Hunter T. from Huron Valley Adult Education. For years, Hunter faced a difficult cycle. enrolling in classes with determination, attending briefly, and then stepping away before completion. Like many adult students, he prioritized work over school, making it challenging to stay the course. Despite multiple attempts over several years, finishing high school remained just out of reach. This time was different. He made a quiet but powerful commitment to keep going. What began as simply showing up to class grew into consistent attendance, active participation, and a willingness to ask for help. Slowly but surely, he began to rebuild his confidence and break the pattern that held him back. Class by class, his progress added up. This time, he crossed the finish line, earning his high school diploma, a milestone that once felt unattainable. Even more inspiring, he has continued his educational journey by enrolling at Oakland Community College, at first as a part-time student. Today, he is enrolled at Oakland Community College full-time, proving that it's never too late to rewrite your story. I am honored to share Hunter's story of perseverance, and I thank Huron Valley Adult Education for sharing.
Our last story is about Tina Spivey. About 5 years ago, Tina got her insulin pump, and it was a step in the direction of getting her whole life back on track. She began looking at life with her kids and asked herself, what else can I do to improve things? She started doing little things, but nothing that seemed like an accomplishment. So in 2024, with the support of her fiance, she decided to go back to school and obtain a GED. She had tried before, but felt overwhelmed quickly. Not this time, though. She had support where she needed it. Tina says, the adult ed program helped me realize I am capable of doing great things. Days when I didn't think I could do it, I had great people behind me, encouraging me to continue. And in a few short months, I got my GED and I made my way into college. Tina just finished her second semester and is headed into her third semester at Northwestern Michigan College. Isn't that awesome? Keep working hard, Tina, and thank you, Networks Northwest Adult Education. Christopher, Elsie, Estella, Bosch, Hunter, and Tina, along with thousands of other students across Michigan, are why we are here. Our state is at a critical juncture for helping students like them and many others reach both their educational, personal, cultural, professional, and workforce goals, but also realize their own self-potential and worth. In the last year, we have seen record enrollment in adult education, the highest number of secondary credentials, reaching our credential attainment goal. We have seen increased partnerships with training providers and growth through innovative ideas. Unfortunately, we have also seen increases in participant barriers to completion, cuts to partner funding, challenges to our ESL immigrant learner community, and calls for our programming to end. Let's not forget the impact of our immigrant community and the impact that it has on our state and our country. That's why all of these stories are a great kickoff for us to remind us what opportunities are ahead for adult education despite significant headwinds. There are more stories to witness over the next few days. We hope you'll share stories with each other, stories of resilience, challenges, yes, but growth opportunities, and take away several ideas. Connections, whether it be for the classroom or the program or policy that will enhance the adult education field. Expert resources, analysis, tools, and presentations from practitioners and partners across our state and country. We hope you'll be reminded of a deeper understanding of the impact of our work with a renewed perspective, a partnership, and commitment. We hope you'll find a shared sense of community through problem solving and best practice sharing. And finally, we hope you'll experience a shift in thinking about ways that are truly possible with a renewed sense of energy. The power of us reflects all of these values. We're so happy to kick off this conference together with our state adult education team and partners and welcome you to Kalamazoo. So, are you willing to connect? Are you open to finding new resources? Will you seek an understanding and community? Did you bring your energy? If your answer is yes, then you are in the right place. As we open this conference and honor individuals next with our annual awards, we hope you will be reminded of the power we have both in this room and the collective network beyond. Thank you.
All right, we are excited to now present this year's Michigan Adult Education and Training Conference Awards. These awards, for both practitioners and adult learners, are awarded to the very best of us, representing distinction in leadership, commitment, excellence, and hard work. First, we are going to celebrate the Up and Comer Award. This year, we have 2 recognitions because of the energy and enthusiasm presented by our 2 awardees. This award honors emerging educators who bring fresh energy, dedication, and collaboration to adult education. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Stephanie McMaster from Plymouth Canton Starkweather Adult Education.
I just wanted to say something. I am so blessed to be here. This is such an honor. Thank you so much. But this is like whipped cream and a cherry on top, okay, because of what has happened to me in the last 7 years, okay. 7 years ago, I didn't know anything about ESL. I was a substitute teacher teaching art and music, and one day there was a job in Farmington for an ESL sub, and so I went in and I was there for, I think, 4 days, and then I met the teacher, and it was Suzanne Nicholson, and she told me that, well, there was a job, a long-term sub job in the next door class, and was I interested? I don't know anything about ESL, so she mentored me for the next 4 years, and I stayed there and I was teaching, and then now I've been at Starkweather for 3 years, and I am at home. It is so wonderful to be there. I've had two principals. First, Kevin Lane is amazing, and now with Kim Doman, amazing. So helpful, so encouraging. It's wonderful to be there. And I also have amazing colleagues, and one of them you're going to see today is Baljeet, and I can't even name, I'll forget. I know Jill and Gina and Jeannie and Brian, and I know I forgot a couple. Anyway, they're so helpful, and it's such a wonderful place to be when you can be in a place where your colleagues can help you, and you can help, and you can talk, and you can work together to solve problems. That is awesome. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you for this, and to tell you that Jesus has given me the desires of my heart, which is to help people and to make a difference. And where I'm at right now, and that would not have happened if somebody had not have helped me. If somebody hadn't has said, well, that's okay, you don't know anything, but let me show you, let me help you with this. You can do it. So everybody, just be, I know you are already, but be more encouraging. If you see somebody that's struggling, help them, because you never know where it's going to go. I had no idea this time in my life that I would get an award for anything. Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
All right, and our second winner for the Up and Comer Award, which again honors emerging educators who bring fresh energy, dedication, collaboration to adult education, is Andrew Cooper from My Side Adult Learning Lab in Detroit. Congratulations, Andrew.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you to Leo, Adult Ed. Thank you, of course, Karen and Jeanette, and everyone from my side. Belinda, hi. How many of us are in Adult Ed? All of us, I assume? Yeah. So I don't know why I have this and none of you, and you're not getting this, because we're all facing the same challenges and doing the same work. So I've been teaching ESL and GED and some apprenticeship things and construction math, things like that, for a few years now. And, in a way, these seem like different challenges. Well, a group trying to learn English who's living here, or a group trying to learn construction. So these seem like disparate sort of things. But they're often the same challenges. We have groups of people who society has not prepared them for the life that they'd like to be living. And so they need something else. They need a better job, they need language, they need to be able to talk with their children's teachers. They need to talk with doctors, they need to do these things. So they need to learn something that they're pretty convinced they can't learn. I tried to study, it didn't go well. I was in school, I can't learn math. I hear that all the time. But what that says to me is this is a social failure. A student who drops out of high school in 10th grade but is reading at a 3rd grade level, that's a problem. That's not a student reading at a 10th grade level and dropping out. So this is a big problem we have to address. And of course we don't have the funding for this. So we're all giving our time, our resources, our creativity, and our energy to something that often doesn't go rewarded as I'm getting right now. So I guess all I'd have to say is you all know what you do, and we know what you do. And that is you give your souls to a profession that desperately needs to be done and is often underappreciated. And I think you all deserve accolade as well. So thank you very much for this, and thank you.
These are always such a great part of the conference. So next, we celebrate the Peer Empowerment Award. This award celebrates an adult learner who uplift their peers, foster collaboration, and contribute to a positive and inclusive learning environment. Your encouragement, perseverance, and willingness to support others exemplifies the power of us in adult education. And so we'd like to congratulate this year's recipient, Guadalupe Avendaño from Van Buren ISD Adult Education.
Good afternoon. Good morning. Sorry. Good afternoon. I am nervous. I am grateful and honored this received 2 hours. And I'm not done yet. Yo soy Guadalupe Avendano. Estoy muy agradecida por recibir este regalo, porque es un regalo maravilloso para mí, y es un honor. Y todavía no termino mi educación, estoy empezando. Estoy agradecida con mis maestros, soy muy bendecida. Ellos son una gran oportunidad para nosotros, porque es una bendición aprender. Gracias. Thank you.
All right, next up, we're going to celebrate the Unsung Hero Award. This honor recognizes individuals whose dedication, reliability, and service often take place behind the scenes, but make a powerful impact on learners, staff, and program success. Your quiet leadership, care, and commitment embody the power of us and strengthen Michigan's adult education community in immeasurable ways. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Baljit Kaur from Plymouth
My
Canton
name is
Starkweather
Gina Scott
Adult
from Plymouth
Education.
Canton Community Schools. Baljeet Kaur's tireless work behind the scenes of our adult
So
education.
next, we are going to celebrate the Mentor of Momentum Award. This, I know, that's a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. The Adult Education Mentor of Momentum Award. This award honors experienced adult education instructors who create momentum for others through mentorship, collaboration, and leadership. Your dedication to guiding both learners and fellow educators has strengthened your program and advanced the power of us throughout Michigan's adult education community. Congratulations to this year's recipient, Tyson Diltz from Sturgis Adult Education.
Thank you. And I'm not going to speak very long because I'm kind of dealing with the upper respiratory stuff, but I did want to thank our director, Michelle DeVries. She took a chance on me because I was just an elementary teacher that showed up at the door one day and said, hey, I think I'd like to teach adult ed. And I do want to bring out the point of, Andrew had spoke about 3rd grade and struggling readers and things like that, and that was my drive. I had a lot of parents coming to me. They didn't know how to help their 1st grader. So, and then I realized there was a need in our community, so I stepped up. So that's my drive. Thanks.
All right, and we have one last award. This is a surprise inaugural award this year that we're offering, and it's the Adult Education System Support Award. This award honors the commitment of an individual or agency dedicated to advancing the field of adult education. So check out this video. Congratulations to McKay. We truly value your partnership, and I'd like to invite Kristen Swantek, Director of McKay, and Ted Kroll, President, to the stage to accept the award. Thank you.
All right, it's good to see you all here today. This was a bit unexpected, but wow, what an honor. And I want to say, I think the theme of this year's conference is so evident, the power of us. I think, this past year, I did not come into this role with an adult education background or education background in general. And so I've really had to rely on so many folks in this room. I want to thank all of our partners, including Leo WD, along with our board of directors at McKay, for teaching me the ropes. It's been a long journey, but I'm really excited about the progress that we've made this year.
Yeah, we were sitting at the table like, who's going up? So we weren't sure. No, I think it truly embodies the power of us. And when we look at all those years, for 7 years now, for me being part of McKay and with working with Leo, if you were in the pre-session this morning, we talked a little about leadership, and leadership is the small things that we do, the things that you do every day in your classrooms, the things that we do with our staff, with our business partners, with everybody around us, from the apprenticeships to the state office. And I still remember the time, like really early into my time, and Patrick came up to me and said, hey, I think you should be president. And it was one of those moments where, or you should think about it, it's one of those moments where it hits you and you didn't, like when someone recognizes something in you, like we do in our students, and like we do there, but also that idea that we're able to do what we're doing because of our McKay members. So if our McKay board members can just stand up real quick, sorry, I'm going to do this right now. Stand up, McKay board members, give them a hand. They allow for us to think big. They allow and do a lot of the work that isn't seen, and allow us to have these partnerships and build them. So thank you so much to all of you that are out there, to everyone that does what they do, and our partnership with everyone around us. Thank you so much.